From the Mile High Sports Radio studios, Sean Drotar, Nate Lundy, 5280 Sports Network, your morning minute for a Tuesday. A handful of notes for us to get to, as well as a start of a preview for this weekend's matchup, Week 2 against the Colts. Sean, let's start here. Yesterday, Coach Kubiak saying that he believes that there's a good chance that Demaryius Thomas will, in fact, practice on Wednesday. I'm still not convinced that's a good thing. What are your thoughts on the star wide receiver and his status?
Well, I think we'll see. Mike Cliff's Channel 9 News actually reported after Gary Kubiak's press conference that Demaryius Thomas told him that he had not received the results of his second opinion yet. So I think you have to take some of this with a grain of salt. I think the Broncos are optimistic. I think they believe that can happen, but I think they need to be careful. Nate, you've brought this up before. You don't want to take any games for granted, especially with Trevor Siemian, a quarterback. You don't entirely know what you have for the Broncos offense. But this is a Colts team that can't stop anybody, especially the running game. Does it make a lot of sense to play Demaryius Thomas if he's anything less than 100%? It seems to me that risking him for the longer part of the season at a potential loss might be the worst choice.
Look back at this past weekend, Week 1 against the Detroit Lions. Detroit, by no means a spectacular rushing team. That hasn't happened for them. Really, got to go back to Barry Sanders. So when you see Amir Abdullah and you see Theo Riddick doing what they did for the Lions out of the backfield, not only running the ball, but catching the ball out of the backfield, I think as Broncos fans, you have to feel good about what can happen between Capri Bibbs, Devontae Booker, and, C.J. Anderson. So I think that, as you get ready for Week 2, is something to keep an eye on. I believe that if Demaryius is sort of so-so, in my opinion, Week 2, September 18th, by the time Sunday rolls around, is not the time you want to risk your number one wide receiver to aggravating, re-injuring, or extending the injury that's already happened to his hip. Now to the 800-pound gorilla in the room. What is up with those uniforms?
Oh my gosh, everyone looks like giant popsicles. I'm not sure what the NFL Color Rush is trying to do. It's a nightmare for colorblind people. They had it last year. They had a Jets game and nobody could tell who was who because you were colorblind. Apparently they're going to change that because in the Color Rush, certain teams like the Cleveland Browns, the only team that's actually named after a color, their uniform's all white. I don't know. The NFL's trying to sell thing. Apparently, looking like you're wearing pajamas is awesome. Don't ask me.
It's really strange. This whole all-orange creamsicle traffic cone thing, it's not really working for me. I'm not down with that.
Now, the jersey, the Broncos jersey looks like the 70s and 80s version. The
Okay.
helmet, they're putting the D back
Right.
on for one game. That's pretty cool if you actually paired it with some nice white pants.
Yeah, but it sort of
It
looks
would
like
look
they
great.
stood in a shower of orange.
Right. Looks
Knock
like
it off.
Yeah, they're working one of these lanes down here on I-25 on the signs and slow
Then again,
signs.
keep me away from any fashion advice for anybody watching this right
No,
now.
wearing all orange head to toe is never good fashion.
As we roll through the week, of course, your morning minutes posted up at milehighsports.com, the archives at 5280sportsnetwork.com. You can also hear Sean and I weekday mornings, Mile High Sports Radio, AM 1340, FM 1047 from 7 until 9. If you missed any portions of the program, make sure you go back and catch the archives. For Sean, I'm Nate. See you tomorrow.